Bring back in Chad Pergram. He's joining us again by phone with some new information. Chad, what do you have for us?
Well, what we've been told is that there are two persons, who were apparently, harmed in this shooting. We don't know if that was just the civilian and the alleged gunman here, but somebody was transported to the hospital here. We've been told here that they have lifted that, as we said a couple of moments ago here, the lockdown on the White House, that this seems to be contained, that this was the only threat. This wasn't like anytime you deal with something like this, and this is something that the terrorism experts worry about, they say, okay, is there something that happens first, and then you get a big response someplace, and then you go and do something else at another location nearby or something like that. You try to draw away the response. So it took them probably a bit of time to assess that and make sure, okay, this was the threat. This was a one-off, whatever it might be, whatever the motive might be, and that's something that's not clear at all right now that we know that. But that's why they have probably, said, okay, this is, they still have this big perimeter around the area of the White House here. But they are indicating that, they thought that this was the only threat. This wasn't a wave of something going on or a coordinated attack with multiple, gunmen or potential perpetrators here. We're told that the FBI director, Kash Patel, has been coming to the scene here. And again, I want to reiterate that just how fortified this area around the White House is. It's just not the White House grounds. Some years ago, back in the mid-1990s, after the Oklahoma City bombing, they closed off, the street in front of the White House. There was a lot of question about whether or not they should, keep that open or not. It's now a plaza. President Clinton was preparing to reopen it, and then 9/11, or President Clinton had talked about that, and George W. Bush, the president, was preparing to reopen that some years later. They periodically close that off completely here. But we're, looking a couple of blocks up the street from where this all is here. But again, what we know is that there were at least 3 shots fired by this perpetrator in the general direction of the White House here. We don't know motive. We don't know if this was somebody who, and this is why I cite the case in 1994, the person who came up and shot at the White House. We don't know what they were, there to do, whether or not this is another unfortunate attempt to kill the President of the United States, what we had at the White House dinner, what we had at Mar-a-Lago, what we had in Butler, Pennsylvania. But, unfortunately, you have these types of attacks directed at the perimeter. And I'm going to point out something that's very important. And this is something that, I've covered from my experience at the Capitol. And this is a plaudit to the Secret Service and the security, apparatus around there. They always say, keep the fight outside. And that's exactly what they were able to do. Yes, it's a tragedy that we appear that a civilian or a bystander or somebody walking down the street may have been struck. But the idea that they did not get inside the perimeter. Remember, we had back during the Obama presidency, a lot of fence jumpers. That happened 2 or 3 times. And so that doesn't happen, or at least hasn't happened in recent years. They kept the fight outside, and whatever the threat may have been, whatever the motive may have been, it did not penetrate the White House compound.
Hey, Chad, I've just been reading some of the posts online from House Republicans, for example, saying, thank God President Trump is safe. Endless gratitude to the Secret Service for their immediate heroic response. Political violence has to stop. And I make mention of that because you're not sure when a circumstance like this happens. Is it overtly political? As you pointed out, we've seen this happen over the many years, and yet it is inescapable that there appears to be a politically violent culture that has been sweeping our nation, unfortunately, certainly for the past 10 years, unlike anything I've seen since the 1960s. As you continue to sort of unpack what you've observed, not just today, but in the recent past, is that your perspective? And I'm sure you share the concerns that many on Capitol Hill have, some of your colleagues, about political violence.
Well, I used to teach for my university, my alma mater here in Washington for more than 20 years, and I used to tell my students, who are coming from Oxford, Ohio, I said, this is the most dangerous building in the world, meaning the Capitol. Yeah. It has a target on it. And, the 4th plane from 9/11 was after the CIA took several years, but finally concluded that in fact that plane was due to hit there. And I said, you have to be, consider this reality a little bit about what's going on down, whether it be the White House or be it the Capitol or something like that, we live in that environment. Here's the other thing that's important, Kevin. We don't know what the motives here were. I want to be very clear about that. But we do have this culture of political violence. I covered the baseball practice shooting of Steve Scalise. I covered, January 6th. I covered, 2 officers being killed at the Capitol in 1998, 9/11. All of these types of things. Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, was attacked in their home. We've had this happen over and over and over. We've had other political figures. There were threats against Marjorie Taylor Greene, people sending pizzas to people's homes saying, aha, we know where you live, pizzas that they didn't order, just to kind of freak them out. This happens all the time. The Capitol Police will tell you that the number of threats that they have, it has been over the past several years, although it was down a little bit, has been historically at an off the Richter scale level. And, I spent a lot of time in Scotland and been to Northern Ireland, and you look at the history of political violence there. Here was a major westernized democracy, the United Kingdom, and for about 40 years or so, they had political violence, bombings and shootings and assassinations.
Yeah.
The Troubles, absolutely. It was remarkable until it was worked out in the late 1990s. And I think in the United States, sometimes we are a little inured to the fact that this happens. But again, the fact that there have been so many attempts to kill the President of the United States. There was the baseball practice shooting. There was, all these, just wrap this all together. We have a political violence problem in this country. Again, to be clear, we don't know what this was all about today.
Certainly, Chad, and we thank you for your excellent reporting, keeping everyone informed on the latest.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.